Hi everyone. I wanted to go over something in the homework. Be mindful that homework for chapter number one is due very quickly. Please don't start this at the very last minute. You will run into trouble. It's much better to start early. Or at this point, you're past early. Just get it done. Um, so this is a situation where it's basically asking you. You have three different situations: situation one, situation two, and I'll leave situation three to you. I went ahead and worked situation one. The company name may change and stuff like that on yours, but the concept will be the same. One of the first things you want to do when you're working a problem like this is you want to see what owner's equity, otherwise known as stockholders' equity. It's stockholders' equity if it's a corporation. It's owner's equity if it is a partnership or a sole proprietorship. Either way, it's going to have the word equity in it. And one of the first things I want you to notice here is it says that the comparative balance sheets at January 31st, 2015 and January 31st, 2014. So when you look at the balance sheets here, these are January 31st for each of those years. What you want to look at, you want to look at the situation and go ahead and frame it. Go ahead and frame it in terms of the beginning owner's equity in 2014, which is right here, this very first line, is the 51 minus the 17. 51 minus 17 is 34. So we're going to put 34 there. And then the ending here, total stockholders' equity at the end is 71 minus 21, which is 50. So we put 50. We're done with that. Now we're going to try to fill in the middle. And this is where you get into the situations, where it says click the icon to view the situations. Be sure when you're doing this that you are able to select the right one. This is situation 1, 2, and 3. So we would want to be working with situation 2. Situation 2, by the way, you'll notice here that, well, let me back up a little bit. If you come over here, you will notice that situation 1 had the same financials. You notice when I worked situation 1 here for you, it had the same 51 minus 17 is 34, 71 minus 21 is 50, except in the first example, 3 million shares of stock were issued, and then we backed into what had to be net income. If you took the beginning stockholders' equity plus the issuance of stock, remember when we issue stock, equity goes up, it's 37. Well, we know we ended with 50, so we had to have had net income of 13. So I'm just explaining situation number 1 there. So now we come over here. See here you say on 1, you can see where they issued 3 million and declared no dividends. It's important when you're doing this type of homework, if the answer is 0, you have to put 0. Don't just leave it blank, or it'll come back and say, hey, you're not doing it right. So number 2 says they issued no stock, so we know this is 0. We don't know whether it's net income or net loss yet. We're going to get to that. That's what we're backing into by filling all this in. And then we declared dividends of $8 million. So $8 million of dividend. And now the question is, what it's trying to get at is, do you understand the relationship between the beginning stockholders' equity and the ending? Well, 34 and the 0 is not a factor here. But you do know that when you declare dividends, in other words, not when dividends are declared, the corporation officially owes them. We know that's going to lower stockholders' equity. So 34 minus 8 gives us 26. Okay, so 34 minus 8, we know it even tells you subtract it, is 26. But yet at the end we ended up with 50. So if we ended up with 50, how in the world do we have a net loss or a net gain? Excuse me, net income or net loss? It can only be one. It can't be both. Well, the only way 34 minus 8 equals 26 got to 50 is because we had an increase. And the increase is the net income. So from 26 to 50 is a transit of 24. Okay, so 34 plus 24 is 58. And 58 minus 8 is 50. Now, here's where a lot of students make a common mistake. They just leave this blank. You either had a net income or a net loss. You can't have both. So we make that 0. Get rid of this because we're done with it. Check our answer, and it's good. I wanted to show you this because you need to grow, kind of see the tactics of how you approach these problems. And the way you approach this problem is you frame it in terms of the beginning stockholders' equity, the ending stockholders' equity, and then just understand that the issuance of stock increases equity. the declaration of dividends lowers equity, and then you just back into, well, given all these additions and subtractions, how did we get to our end figure? And that tells you whether it's net income or net loss. I hope you found this useful.